Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the Business Blueprint Summit. Great to see you here. This is actually going to be the last official broadcast for this summit. We've been live now for the last 5 days, twice a day. So that means we've done 9 sessions in total, and this makes number 10. All right, so looking forward to chatting to a very special guest soon. And if you're here, I want to say a big welcome. We've got people I know joining us from right across Australia and also New Zealand as well, and a few other parts of the world that have been represented here for the summit. I'd love for you to turn your cameras on if you can. It's always much more fun if we could see your faces, so please go ahead and do that right now. I can see some people multitasking and eating lunch at the same time, and that's totally fine. So Nicole, hope you're enjoying your lunch there, and Anthony as well. I see you snacking. Nicole, I can see some of your products behind you. Is that your business? Are you in e-commerce? Are you just type into the chat what you sell? What's your business? I'm keen to find out what some of those good-looking products are back there. Hi to Peter Williams as well. Good to see Rebecca again, and Dan from New Zealand as well. And Sandra, hi there. Good to see Joe again. And Peter. All right, and everyone else that's tuning in for this trade. Oh yeah, the shoe curator. That's it. Okay, I definitely have to now. So I'm writing that down. As soon as we finish this broadcast, I'm going to be checking out your website. Okay. Very cool. Curious to see what you do. All right. We're online, about to open a showroom in Christchurch. Awesome. Very, very cool. All right. Well, good to see you, and looking forward to getting to know you better. All right, everyone. So we're about to start our broadcast now. It's already broadcasting, but let's kick things off. We are about to have a very special interview. But just to quickly remind you on the journey that we've been on, you've had access to now nearly 9 hours worth of training over this last week in the form of, first of all, sessions with me. They're our Power Hour sessions, and we've done a whole session on technology. We've done one on systems. We did one on people. We did one on marketing. And also earlier on today, I did a whole session around money. How to basically make it, how to manage it, and then how to invest it to build wealth. And yeah, I think a lot of people were blown away by this session earlier on today when I showed you what's possible with regards to your business, and why it's not just important to grow your business, but also to build up other assets as you're building your business as well. So there's some great strategies that I taught you before. And of course, when you work with us over the next 12 months, we're going to teach you exactly how to implement these step by step, and you'll have all of the support and training that you need. So that's been one part to this summit. The other part have been interviews with some of our Business Blueprint success stories, people that have gone through our program and done amazing things. So earlier on this week, we met Tina Tower, who's amazing, and she shared her story of how she built an amazing business that she ended up selling for millions of dollars. Also, Brian Chapman went from 0 to now $16 million in online sales. Then we met Angela Connell Richards, who did a great presentation as well, about 7 things that she did to build a 7-figure business. Then we had Colin Frager that shared with us how he was able to 3 years in a row and on track to do it again. That'll be 4 years. So an amazing story. And now we have another special guest who is here that has built an amazing business, and I can't wait to talk to her and find out the secrets to her success and share them with all of you. And this is Tegan Studsor, and she has built a $10+ million business with her sister. So it's a family business, and we'll learn all about that. And she now manages more than 200 staff in a very heavily male-dominated industry. And you'll hear more about the industry that she works in just a few moments' time. But she's here for the next 45 minutes to basically help us to build our businesses. So I'm going to ask as many questions as I can, and if you would like to contribute, then in the chat, anytime you hear a good idea or a good kind of like insight that is shared, like a little gem or kind of nugget of gold, then type it into the chat. And then what we'll see in the chat is a running list of all of the kind of key ideas and messages that were shared by Tegan. All right, so without any further ado, we like to make our guests feel very special whenever they come along and present for us. So we give them a big round of applause. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Tegan. Yay! Hi, Tegan. Welcome.
Good morning, Dale. Thank you for that introduction. It's fantastic to be here today.
Yeah. So it's morning where Tegan is because she's in Western Australia right now. So for some of you, it is still morning. For other people, it's an afternoon in Sydney, and for New Zealand, it's probably late afternoon now. But yes, good morning to you in Western Australia. I'd like to ask, but let's get started. So business, when did you start your first business? Let's maybe take us back there and then we'll kind of connect the dots to what you have now. Go for it.
Sure. So as you mentioned before, I'm very lucky to be in business with my older sister, Erin. Our business journey started all the way back in 2006, where we started a traffic management business. So we provide traffic management services to contractors to safely build new roads and fix existing roads. So that business has clients that range from state, local government through to utility providers, also through to major events. So if you think of things such as managing traffic at Optus Stadium for AFL matches and concerts. Our services range as well. So we provide qualified personnel on site, qualified traffic controllers, that is, designing traffic management plans, seeking approvals, implementing equipment, road safety audits, the list goes on. And our projects vary from a quiet residential street right through to a major multi-lane freeway. So it's quite diverse there. And today, fast forward, 15 plus years on, we've now got 3 offices around WA. We've got, as Dale mentioned, 200 plus staff. We've got 100 plus assets in our fleet. We service WA, and also throw on top, we've also a 24/7 business.
Wow, that is amazing. And are there many other female-led businesses in your industry of traffic management?
There is very, very few. And a lot of people, when you meet people, they say, oh, what do you do? And you explain what you do, and they look at you and scratch their head and think, how did you get into that? And as you mentioned, it is a very male-dominated industry. So we have had our fair share of challenges over our business journey. And we started quite early. We were 20-something when we first started in business, and we had to grow up pretty quickly and become pretty, business owners pretty quick overnight to navigate those challenges we faced.
And what got you into it? I'm just curious to kind of like ask. I don't know if there's many girls that when they're kind of, growing up would dream of starting a traffic management business. So was this always your goal, or did you kind of like fall into it?
It definitely wasn't our goal, and we did somewhat fall into it. There is probably a story I can tell offline. It was, my sister and myself, we both have experience at different angles. So my sister was working in a civil construction company, and my background was actually events management, so dealing with large scale outdoor events. So I was dealing with traffic management there. So we sort of had exposure from different angles, and how we got into it was actually at a Christmas event, and the person that Erin worked for at the time gave her the push, and it was Erin's fault. She was the one that started the business, and I joined her shortly after. And yeah, we didn't intend to create this business, and had no intentions of going into traffic management. There was very much a gap in the market at that point in time, and there was a much need for professional services. So we certainly filled that void and have been able to grow a great business over the many years we've been doing it now.
Yeah. So, wow, amazing. So when you started, you mentioned that you made a few mistakes at the beginning. What were, maybe just one or two of some of the biggest mistakes that you made in those early days of your business journey?
Um, there's a few, no doubt, like many business owners. In the early days, we worked extremely hard. We probably took the long pathway to certain things. And looking back, I probably wish we engaged more help earlier, whether that be in form of a business coach earlier. I also wish that I invested in training in the marketing area a lot earlier as well. That would have been fantastic to know that, 10 plus years ago. And our business, we did rely on word of mouth and a great reputation, and that will certainly grow your business. But you get to a point in time where it will plateau, and then you must rely on marketing to scale that business further. So, like I said, I wish I had more marketing training at a younger age, and possibly outsourcing as well. I honestly wish I outsourced more, both in the business and also personally as well, because as a business owner and also one who has multiple businesses, my time is critical. Like every minute of my day is really important to me. So, whether that's the help at home, whether it's having a cleaner or outsourcing is fantastic, and it's to value your time. And probably something else, I really wish I invested in myself a lot earlier. So what I mean by that is it's probably only been maybe the last 5 or so years where I've invested into programs such as Business Blueprint. I wish I did that a lot earlier, because the skills that I have learnt and even just the mindset as a business owner has really escalated in the last 5 years, purely because I've invested in myself. So there's probably a couple of things I'd like to do different if I had my time again.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so got started, and then how did you kind of grow this business in the early days? Because going from where you are now to like $10+ million, that's a pretty kind of it's a lot of growth. So how did you get the word out there? How did you, especially in a very male-dominated industry, if people did people find it hard to sort of invest in you at the beginning? How did you get started?
Yeah, at the very, very start, we found it very difficult to get in as a male-dominated industry. We hit barrier after barrier. And I remember our first contract, our major contract that we won, my sister Erin was just a bull at a gate. She wanted that contract. She was hungry for it. She fought really hard for it. And in the end, the guy said, look, you have stayed in contact with me this whole duration. You've been professional. You've offered me value and done all that range of other things, whereas no other competitor was doing that. And he said, the project's yours. So that was a kickoff of a project at that time. Was, I think it was a 2-year project worth several millions of dollars. And that was the first major project that we sort of then put on our resume as a really quality provider in our space, and it sort of leveraged us. So it was you had to be hungry. You had to be hungry, particularly in our industry, because we were against people who had been in the industry for, before us for 10 and 20 years, and that's all they knew. So, 2 young girls coming on the market, it was a bit of we did shake a few feathers. So that was certainly a key change with our business, getting that contract under our belt. It gave us the credibility. And then from there, I think another key factor that has really helped us is the customer focus that we have and the customer standards that we have. We've lifted it. So we looked at what was our industry doing, what was the norm, and we tried to find the gaps in the market of what was missing and what were our clients' problems to try and bring in those solutions. Now, again, all those years ago, we were facing problems like our competitors weren't even preparing a quote on time and sending it to clients in a timely manner. So straight up, a little gap in the market, we would be answering our phones promptly. We would be preparing those quotes quickly and getting them to our clients, same day, next day. We would then be following those up multiple times. We would be engaging further, whether it be a consult call or sitting down with a project brief. So we were just doing, like I said, we were identifying what did our customers need, and they just wanted convenience. They wanted somebody to go, here is what you need to make your project safely and compliantly work. I mean, their job is to build and fix roads. That's what they're focused about. We were partnering with them to just help them achieve their objectives. So we were very clear on that. And then through our business, we built systems that lifted those standards. So our customer standards that we have in place now, we have various things around benchmarking of all the stages of our sales cycle, of we make sure we have prompt service, so then that way we're consistent. So if a client's dealing with us today for a project and they deal with us in the future, they know what to expect from us. It's the reliability that they can count on us.
Yeah, wow. I've just been madly writing notes where you've been talking. I think one of the biggest ones there was just staying hungry. So everyone should have written that one down. Another one was about just customer focus, finding the gaps, really showing that you care, and then offering that great service, following up. I love that idea around convenience. Someone said to me once that everyone's walking around with a sign on their head saying, "Make my life easier," because no one wakes up, wanting their lives to be harder. Everyone wants things to be easier. So if you could make people's lives easier, save them time, save them money, and make sure that you're just helping them, then they're going to be like, oh, thankfully someone that is taking things off my shoulders as opposed to, giving me more things to do. So if you're doing that for your clients, I can totally understand why they want to give you the business. If you're providing this value up front, then they go, well, wow, imagine what we're going to get when we become a customer. So there's some really, really good points there. Okay. So as this business has started to grow, obviously you needed to start to hire quite a lot of people, and you've built now a very large team of 200 staff. Some people would be going, look, how do I manage my first 4 or 5 staff? So how did you start building your team when it was just, at the beginning, it was just you and your sister? So tell us about how you recruited and how you built your team, some of the challenges you had with leading people. And again, you would have been in your, 20s and 30s, and you would have been hiring people maybe that were older than you as well. Did you find that intimidating? Just, what can you teach us around hiring staff and building your team?
Yeah, this is a really big one. And I will, a full disclaimer here, in the early years, we definitely got it wrong. When we were recruiting people, we missed the mark. We didn't have the systems in place, again, back in the early years. However, what we did year on year, we learned from where we went wrong and implemented new improvements. So each year we were just getting better and better. And it all comes down to the actual recruitment. So we were putting too much focus on perhaps the onboarding and then when they're in our business, but sometimes we were bringing in the wrong people. They didn't fit with our core values. So we went right back to the very start. And most recently, we've been going right back to the very start of the marketing. And when it comes to recruitment, we are treating it like a sales process. Our marketing needs to be telling potential candidates, who we are, what we do, and what we're looking for, and about us and our core values, so we can attract the right people. And then through recruitment, we continue that process through. So we're asking various questions to get a better understanding of the individual and whether they're going to fit and align to our culture. And then from doing more work in that space, we've found that we've attracted the right people, which obviously has increased our retention as well. So, in our industry, and I hope I'm not being too hard here, but some of our competitors and people in construction are very much, they'll hire just anybody walking off the street and off they go. And then they have problems afterwards. And you really need to invest some time and energy in that recruitment process of vetting them properly, reference checking, going through an interview process to make sure that they're the right fit for you. I could talk all day about this because, like you said, we have a large team. What we found in the last few years is people. You've got to really understand that people have different personalities, different motivators, different goals. So don't expect people to stay on your team forever. It doesn't happen. Don't aim for a perfect model. People will come and go. People will stay short-term, long-term. Some people want different types of work arrangements. So we have been very flexible with our job offerings. We have also incorporated different things to suit individuals, whether it be different training, different development to meet their needs. So like I said, I could probably talk all day about this one, but that's probably a little bit of a snippet with what we've done here in our businesses.
Yeah, awesome. Love this. Tell me about the value side of things, because we touched on this yesterday when we were talking about people. One of the things I only spent like 2 minutes on was around the importance of having, a guiding set of principles that help you when it comes to managing your team, knowing who to recruit and hire and things like that. So tell us a little bit about your company values, why they've been important, and what have they really done for your business?
This is probably something, going back to one of your earlier questions, I wish I'd done this better at the get-go. We didn't have established core values when we first started in business, and we were just head down, bum up, get to work. And it's only been in the several years that we've really lifted the focus on this. Again, through recruitment, we're communicating those core values, what they are, what they mean to us in our team. And they basically are ingrained. So everything that we do, so whether it be our daily huddles and we are giving a team member shout out, we're referring back to the values. Whether it be we need to make a decision as a team, well, what is that decision and how does it align to our core values? So we use them, they're ingrained, we're using them on a daily basis almost. And I honestly, if there's ever a time where you have to have a tough conversation with a team member, you come back to these core values and it becomes an easy conversation, because it's very clear when they first joined us and working with us of what those expected, what our values are and what we stand for here. So it's not a difficult conversation because the values are driven in our team. So that's probably all to add on that one.
That's awesome. And looking through your some of your notes, you talked about as well, one of your big kind of like contributing factors to your success was about implementing great systems and also embracing technology as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this has probably been our biggest driver of our success. To give a bit of context here, years ago, I said I wanted to run my businesses from my mobile phone. That was my goal. And I pretty much have achieved it. And I'm very lucky to live in regional WA. My nearest office is about 130 k's away. So I live and work remotely. I have a lot of my team members who work remotely, and it's only possible because of the systems that we have in place. So before we were a Business Blueprint member, we thought we had good systems. And it wasn't until we got into Business Blueprint, we were like, oh, wow, we've got some work to do, which we did. We implemented everything. And to share what we've got in place now, like one of our businesses has, say, for example, 300 plus systems, and that's a combination of written procedures, recorded videos. So when you're onboarding new team members, it's not a case of having to sit down and sit beside them physically in a face-to-face setting. You have ability to use these systems to onboard team members, in a more efficient way. And also existing team members, they can always go back to these systems at any time. We're all human. We all can forget things or miss things. So that's been a really important thing that we've definitely established over the last few years. And just bringing in technology. So we've got a range of wonderful platforms that we use, whether it be, Office 365 and it's all the cloud storage through to communications online, and also introducing iPads into field operations. All of our documents are electronic in real time. So we're able, like I said, I'm where I'm based today. I'm several hundred kilometers away, but I still have access to the key insights that I need to make decisions as a business owner for my businesses across an entire state. So, and also having the systems has given us flexibility as business owners. I work 4 days a week, I work school hours. I'm very fortunate to be in this situation. And as many business owners, we've all been impacted by COVID in some shape or form. Systems has been really a savior for us, because as soon as that happened, it was almost click your fingers and our systems were ready to go. So that's been fantastic for us. And most recently, we're now implementing the EOS system. And for those who don't know what that is, entrepreneurial operating system. And already we're only at the very first stage. We've seen that traction already of our business gaining more momentum, which has been fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant. And that's something that we're now teaching through Business Blueprint as well, is EOS. And we've always been had a big focus on helping people to run a business that can basically operate without you having to be there. How do you do that? Through good systems. So Tegan, as you heard, now has more than 300 systems in her business, and also having great people as well, which we again spoke about during the summit. But the other thing you said there was about embracing technology. So are there a couple of kind of technology tools that you have implemented that you've learned from Business Blueprint that you're happy to share?
Oh, there's a lot, Dale. Probably, I mean, I look at our industry, and when we first implemented, as I mentioned, we've got iPads with our field crews. And we were a bit nervous implementing that because we were thinking, oh, our workforce are traditionally a little bit older, maybe not so tech savvy, and how would they go embracing it? Oh my God, we had it wrong. They embraced it fantastic, and they thrived on the technology coming into place. So I guess probably those who are listening online, don't assume that technology isn't for you or your team. Be open to it, and just look at the user case of what problem are you trying to solve, and does that system or platform fit you? So, but to answer your question, Dan, there's honestly so many. There's honestly a big list. We use so many, everything from like a marketing sense, like Hotjar. We use that right through to our emails. We use various plugins for templates. Oh, there's too many to list, to be honest.
Yeah, I get it. I know there's heaps. We actually have this whole section in our program, which we call Timely Tech, where I share with you every quarter about 10 or 15 brand new tech tools. So over the course of a year, I probably give you 50 new technology tools that you can implement into your business. And I've been doing that for 10 years. So there's a lot of amazing tools out there, which we just and we teach you through Business Blueprint. So we've already touched on Business Blueprint. What we're trying to do in this summit is help as much as we can, but there's only so much we can do just in the short time we have available here. So if you're someone that really wants to grow your business and you don't want to have to do it on your own, you want the kind of shortcut to success. And based on what Tegan said at the beginning, she wishes, like we all did, we did this sooner. You can't change the past, but you can change what happens next. And rather than waiting another year or 2 years or 3 years before you get the help, now's the time that you can make a decision to get the proper help and support that you need in order to grow. So Business Blueprint, it is amazing. There's so much value in the program. I'm not going to go through it all right now. You can actually download this form. It has all of the information of exactly what is in the 12-month Business Blueprint program. And to access this form, what you need to do is go to this link and just fill out the form on the page. And on the next screen, you'll be able to book a time to chat with the team about your situation, your business. And then you'll also be able to download all of the information about the program as well and how we can help you. So the application form is on this link. It's businessblueprint.com/apply. That's businessblueprint.com/apply. I know a lot of people have done this. If you've attended other sessions in the summit, and we've been busy chatting to people, so many people in the last couple of days, it's exciting, and my diary's fully booked now for Monday and Tuesday. So the sooner you can get a time booked in, the better. All right, so Tegan, let's continue. Got a few more points that we're going to touch on here. One of the other things you've said is really focusing on the customer and how you manage customer relationships. And I'm guessing having a good CRM is an important part of that process as well. But yeah, tell me about how you've done that and how that's helped you to get to $10 million a year and beyond.
Yeah, so dead right there. We use a CRM system in our businesses. The platform we use is ActiveCampaign. And going back to an earlier point you mentioned, a lot of people in business don't follow up. Like they'll have a lead come to them and a person will say, I want to do business with you. But so many people just don't follow up. So in our businesses, we are quite... we've got a structure in place of when we do our follow-ups and how we go about it. So it's been a really critical aspect of our business to achieve those conversions. But getting back to the platform, as mentioned, we use ActiveCampaign and we log every lead that we receive, whether it be a person ringing or coming via our website. It's all logged. It's all accessible by any team members. So if I'm away, another team member's away, anyone can jump in and ensure the continuation of that sales process. So there's no delays, there's no waiting on anybody. And also that links in with obviously email marketing as well. You can do so many wonderful things from automation and take a manual process and save hours and time. And yeah, that platform has really, again, with were doing things really well, and then learning what we've learned through Business Blueprint, we've just taken it to the next level, introducing systems such as Active Campaign.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's so many industries whereby they just don't really follow up. Like I was last year, I wanted to purchase some equipment in our business, and I was chasing them. I'm like, wait a sec, I'm the customer. I've called you 4 times now, and I'm trying to give you money. Like, you should be the one chasing me. And it's just crazy how people just do not follow up. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, how many millions of dollars are businesses leaving on the table by not having these proper systems in place for follow-up. So getting a good CRM system. So Tegan uses Active Campaign. There is Entreport. There is Copper as well. If you're doing e-commerce, then Klaviyo is another really good system. You need a good CRM. We have a whole training on how to get a good CRM system, and then how to implement an automated follow-up system to make sure that no one falls through the cracks. So thank you for sharing that. Another one was around people and team, everything from your onboarding, development. I know you've got that part of your business systemized, because having 200 staff, I'm guessing you can't be sitting down with every person one at a time to do their hiring, their onboarding, their training, and everything like that. So how have you built the business that is now able to scale? And how do you kind of, recruit and hire and train so many people without you having to do it?
Yeah, it's a big question, that one. And it does link into some of the things I mentioned already, like getting back to systems and technology. Willow Talent is another system we use. And that was how we got onto via Business Blueprint. And that's just an example of, instead of recruiting and doing face-to-face interviews, which might be 30 minutes, 45 minutes per person, we've introduced a system such as Willow Talent. They can actually do a recorded interview that goes into a portal. We can actually then view those responses in a much lesser time frame. We can get a better feel for the individual before we go to the next level. So that in itself is just, you save so many hours. And because we are a bigger business and we're recruiting more people, that certainly has been a time saver for us. So
That's great. Okay, thank you for that. And then one of the other big points you've made as well, and you mentioned this at the beginning, is like I wish I did this more, but you're obviously doing it now. It's just investing in yourself. You said this was one of the biggest contributing factors to your success. Tell us why you made that decision to start investing in yourself, and what difference has it made to you personally and also to your business?
Yeah, so when I actually looked back at this, Dale, we went along to your one-day workshop in Perth back in May 2018. And it was Erin. Erin registered, and off we go, a bit of a road trip. And we went to the one-day event, and it was about 2 hours into this event that you were running. And we just looked at one another and gone, oh my God, the value that we were learning from just 2 hours in. And we actually signed up with Business Blueprint that day, but we left that event and implemented straight away. So we had 4 hours of travel. I was in the backseat of the car implementing, and I haven't actually shared this with you, but I worked out in the first 3 months of becoming a Business Blueprint member, we got our return on investment back ×3. Now, that was through either us saving costs or increasing our sales through what we learned through Business Blueprint. So it was a bit of a wake-up call at the time, because oh my God, we haven't been investing in ourselves for us to grow as business owners. So how can we expect our business and our teams to grow if we're not growing? So we really did hit it hard of, we need to grow as better business owners. And we did. We've invested in different learnings. We've also taken advantage of, I know with Conference Day, Dale, with the roundtable, where we meet with dedicated mentors. It's been such a game changer for us to go and talk to a mentor and really drill down on what we're working on in our business and get their expertise to help and support us with what we're working on at the point in time. So, I really do wish I had invested a lot earlier. A lot of people will see it's a huge cost, whatever they might be looking at. But you do really need to push that aside, because if you invest in the right, program or whatever it may be, you should be looking at it as an investment. What are you going to get back off that money? So
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't even know that you said that you made your money back 3 times over within the first 3 months. That's fantastic. Now, when it comes to Business Blueprint, you mentioned about the round table days, which are really cool. So it's another part of our program where not only do you get access to me for the next 12 months, but over the course of the year, there's about 50 different mentors that come along to our events that you can sit down with. And they're all experts in different fields. So we have an expert in systems, an expert, we have 3 or 4 marketing experts, some in SEO, digital marketing. There'll be specialists there in terms of video or branding, and you can sit down with them and ask your specific questions and get the answers that you need so you can start implementing right away. So that's another really cool thing about the program. If you work with a business coach, you just get one person's perspective, but when you can get access to lots of different experts who are specialists in their field, really takes the value to a whole new level. And the other thing I want to quickly touch on, if it's okay, Tegan, it's not just the program, which is amazing, and we've been talking all about the value that people get in the form of the workshops, the conferences that we run, the masterclass days, roundtable days, the training videos, the checklists even, and the flow charts. But there's also the community, the other 400-500 members that are part of the program. Tell us about what the Business Blueprint community is like, and what it's like to come along to the events, and the people you get to meet and get to know as well.
It's really hard to summarize what it's like. However, we have met so many wonderful people through the community that have become our lifelong friends. So you get to be in a room full of like-minded businesses, and it's as though someone's putting jumper leads on you and just energizing you with all this wonderful people around you. So I know there's been numerous times where we jump into the Facebook group, and we might have something that we're working on or a challenge that we've been faced with, and we'll just drop a question into the group. And you get so many different viewpoints from it, people who are in different industries, but they share their thoughts and are so helpful. They might say one small thing and you go, oh yeah, I didn't think of that. So you then are sort of leaning on them for their advice, which has been fantastic. And one thing I thought that was actually, when we first signed up, well, we're a bit reserved, to be honest, is we're based in WA, and obviously, Dale, you're on the other side of Australia. And we weren't sure how we were going to make this happen. We both got young families, my sister and I, and we were like, how are we going to make this happen? How are we going to get on a plane to get to Sydney? And it's, a quarterly conference. In the end, it's honestly been the best thing for us, because we actually now maximize it. When we go over to Sydney, we have that time for business planning. When we then come back from Sydney, we implement. So we're on the plane with our laptops, implementing straight away with what we've learned. So we're not going straight back into the workplace. So we've used it to our advantage. And like I said, it's so refreshing having a wide, diverse people in the group, and it brings in so many different viewpoints and help when you need it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that point about sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone wherever you kind of like are, and twice a year we get all of our members together from not just Australia, but New Zealand, and now around the world. We have people kind of flying in to attend our conferences, and people say just by taking those couple of days out, I saw things from a completely different perspective, and then even on the plane going there and back, I'm getting all these ideas and kind of insights. And if I just stayed kind of like doing what I was doing, I never would have had those breakthroughs. So that's another big part of what we do, is the physical events as well. Now, just one more thing I want to kind of touch on, and then we are going to start to wrap up, because you mentioned that you've got small children, and there's some people that because I've had lots of conversations with people, kind of use it as a bit of an excuse. I've got small kids, therefore I can't do a program like this. Or they might kind of say, because I've got young kids, I can't build a business even. Like, you now run a $10+ million business with 200 staff and you only work school hours. Like, that's a massive inspiration to so many people, especially the ones that have young families. So can you just talk to that as well, and about how you've been able to have such amazing success and raise a family at the same time?
Yeah, this is a really important one to me because I see so many, particular female, who want to have a business, who have got a young family, and people around them tell them that they can't. I am here to tell you that you can. You can have a great career, a great family, and I don't refer to the word as balance. I'm a big believer in alignment. There'll be times where your business might need a little bit more from you, and there will be other times where your family need a bit more time from you. So it's important to have the alignment there. So, for example, Monday, it's my daughter's school carnival. I'm having the day off and I'm going to go and enjoy that with her. But I know the following week after, I've got some extra things on at work. I'll probably pick up some extra hours there. So it's all about alignment to what is important to you. But getting back to how do you, it is a hard question. It's like, how do you make it all happen? You've got to want to do it. And if you want to do it, you can do it. So it's probably starts up here, mindset training. And like I said, when we first signed up, it was actually, we were telling ourselves, oh, how are we going to make this happen? Once you get past that and get the right support around you, whether it be, in a program such as Business Blueprint, or have support at home, whether it be getting a cleaner to help you or getting, your meals prepared for you, whatever it may be, you can make it work. You've just got to find what works for you. So, and don't take me, like, it's not easy. So it does take hard work. We've been in business for 15 years now. So don't think that, this is click of your fingers and it happens overnight. But if you set a plan in place, and like I said, years ago, I openly said it, I want to run my businesses from a mobile phone from anywhere. That was my objective. And it took several years of chipping away at that plan. And every decision I then made in the business was very focused on that. So when I was looking at a problem, I was looking at a system, I was going, does that solve it? And does that take me on the trajectory of being able to work anywhere, anytime, and have my mobile phone? So, but to all those who do have young families, you can do it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So what I'd like everyone to do right now is pick one or maybe two things that Tegan has shared that has had an impact on you today, and just put it into a few words or maybe a little sentence and pop it into the chat just so we can see a bit of a summary of some of the key ideas and takeaways and the things that have really impacted you, whether it around that focus around the customer, around trying to make things more convenient for people as well, talking about being hungry, that really the idea of systems, super important, and building those systems as well. I love the idea around people talking about the alignment, making sure they're aligning things, investing in yourself, follow up, using technology as well, following up every lead. Marketing goes beyond just word of mouth. And yeah, the other thing that you mentioned as well about recruitment, recruitment, you got to think about recruitment as a marketing or a sales exercise as well. As a big point there around values that I know that you shared and how important that they are, about your team, that your team have different perspectives and different personalities, different goals. And so making sure that you I suppose maybe tailoring the way in which you manage those people based on what their individual needs are. Outsourcing. You've also built a team in the Philippines as well. So big believer in outsourcing, like we've spoken about. And there's so many more. I can't read them all that are in the chat. Tegan, if someone was thinking about joining Business Blueprint, having now experienced it for yourself and seeing the benefits, just as we wrap up, what would your advice be to them?
Don't delay. I wish I did this earlier. We're almost into 5 years since having been a member of the program. And I honestly am not only just a better business owner, I'm a better person from all the skills and development that we have had access to in that time. And I just know whenever I'm working on something in any of our businesses, and we can go to our Business Blueprint membership portal, and you honestly can access anything that you need. So whether you're trying to learn something or work on something in operations, finance, legal, doesn't matter what aspect it is, I'm not kidding you, it is at your fingertips of where you can go to access what you may need to get started. So like I said before, with us, we just wish we acted sooner and invested in ourselves earlier. So don't look at it as a cost, look at it as an investment. And it doesn't matter what size your business is, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. you're catered for in this membership. There's all different types of people in there. And also, if your focus is you're wanting to save time or have more flexibility in your business, because I know that's getting back to our conversation about having a young family and stuff, I know that's a really important driver for many. This program has definitely given us that. So it's hugely, well, we have had a huge focus on systems, which has given us that flexibility. So I'm internally grateful and thankful to Dale and the team for what they've done for us, done for our businesses, and done for, as a person. I'm a better person thanks to you, Dale. So thank you.
Thanks, Tegan. And I'd love to know, this is my final question, promise, like what's next for you? Like how big do you want to grow? Or are you kind of perhaps looking at maybe selling the business in the future? So yeah, what's your goal?
Well, we're actually working on a few things at the moment. I can't let too much out the bag. However, both Erin and myself are very, we like to create things. And if we've got so many ideas of other business concepts, we can see gaps in the market. Oh, let's go start this business. We've got enough businesses, so we're holding off on that. But what's next for us is we're mainly focused around efficiencies. So we actually aren't in a growth phase. We've grown enough. We're all about efficiencies at the moment. So for the next few years, that's where our main focus has been. So we want to look at where we can save time, where we can save money, and make things easier for us and our team. So, but into the future, who knows? Who knows what will be next? There is a few business ideas on the table at the moment. So stay tuned for more.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tegan. Make sure you tell me about some of those new ideas. I might want to invest in them as well. Let's give Tegan a big round of applause. Thank you so much. Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Tegan, for being here, talking all about your amazing story. And I know that your sister has been on this journey with you. So kind of, you're representing the team today. So make sure you say thank you to her as well, because I know it's been a great journey for both of you. So thank you very much. All right, we're going to, in the next 5 minutes, wrap up. Thank you everyone for sharing your takeaways and your basically your best things into the chat. Really appreciate that. And just wanted to quickly, just on the screen here, we might just change the pinning. That would be great. Thank you so much. There we go. All right, so let's start to wrap up the summit. It's been 5 amazing days where we have shared with you as much value as we can in the time that we have had available. We have spoken around marketing. We've spoken about technology. We've spoken about systems. We've spoken about people. We've spoken about how to increase your sales, how to manage your money, and also how to build wealth. And underneath each of those topics, there's been like 20 something sub points per topic. So if you add that together, it's a massive amount of ideas that you have received. However, there's a big difference between knowing and actually doing. And that's where we can actually help, because one of my mentors said to me once, the dollars are in the details. And that's what you need. You need to get the details that you need in order to know how to do this properly. You could try on your own with the limited information that you've got. You could try and implement some of these strategies, but you just won't be able to do them as effectively. And even if you could, it will probably take you 5 or 10 times longer to do things on your own. So why would you take 5 or maybe 10 years to figure out how to do all this stuff when you could learn how to do it all in 12 months? That's exactly what the Business Blueprint program is about. It's where we work together over 12 months as me as your coach and guide, along with my team, to help you to be successful in business. And as you heard from Tegan, help you become a better person as well, meet a whole bunch of new people. And that's the other thing about the program. Yes, everyone joins for the content, but what they fall in love with is the community. And you end up meeting people that will become lifelong friends. So you have a whole network of people that will be able to support you throughout your business blueprint journey and beyond with your goals. And so many people that they met at the program have now become best friends. Some of them have now gone into business together. Some of them have helped each other to expand into international markets. Some of them have, become partners or investors. It's been so amazing to see how this community has grown and how people have worked together to succeed. So if you want to access all the information about the program, then and you'll see exactly what's in the program, then go to this link right now. It's businessblueprint.com/apply. The first step, the form on the page, and then once you do that, you'll be able to book a time. I think I've maybe all booked out. I don't know if there's anything left for today, so it's probably going to be Monday or Tuesday next week. So book that time as soon as possible. The doors are closing for the program now. And we're about to start a whole new group of people. And if you're part of this group, we're going to make sure that you get massive value. You're going to be receiving a whole bunch of bonuses and additional gifts and resources for right now. So make sure you go ahead and do that. And then you'll be able to access all the details that you need. So go to businessblueprint.com/apply. Now we've had a number of people that have attended almost all the sessions, but maybe missed one or two due to other commitments. So what we have done is we've recorded all the sessions with me and all of the interviews as well. So there's 10 in total, and we're processing them all as we speak, uploading them to a web page, and either later on this afternoon, tonight, or tomorrow, you're going to be receiving an email from us that'll have a link to all of the recordings. Now, we're only going to make these recordings available for 48 hours. So you got the whole weekend to kind of catch up on what you missed. And then after that, we're going to take the page down, because I know what happens if I just keep things open forever. People just don't follow through. They go, oh, I'll do that later. And they never do. So if you want to access the recordings, they're going to be there. So you can do that. We've also had a lot of people saying, I wish that my partner was here to hear about systems, or I really need my general manager or my marketing person to watch the section on technology. So you can share it with anyone that is important to you in your life. And then in terms of the program, we are going to be closing the doors again for the program. So applications are closing. So if you do want to work with us this year, then you need to make sure that you complete that application. The first step is to go to that link, businessblueprint.com/apply. So fill out that form right now so we can have a chat and we can work out a plan so we can help you to transform your business. All right, everyone. It's been an amazing journey over these last 5 days. If you want to say thank you, you can into the chat. We've covered some great topics. We've met some amazing people. I want to say thank you to the team that has helped me behind the scenes with all of the cameras and lights and microphones and all that stuff. So let's give the team a big round of applause. Yay, team. Thank you. Yes, appreciate that. And I want to say special guests that we have had as well. We have had Tina, Brian, we have had Tegan, Angela, and Colin that have just shared their stories and their secrets to success, and been so open about all their wins and even some of their failures as well. But the one thing they all have in common is they made a decision to invest in themselves. And that's really the most important thing that you could ever do in your business, is to invest. Education is the most important, the most powerful thing that you could do to grow. And what we've put together with Business Blueprint is it is the best. And that's just not me saying that. We've had a whole bunch of people that you've heard from. They've done so many other programs. Angela, I think, she's invested millions of dollars in other training courses all over the world. And she said Business Blueprint is by far the best program that she's ever done. So if you want to access everything that we have, let's work together, and it'll be an amazing journey, and we can help you to build the business of your dreams, and then as well help you to achieve complete financial freedom as well in the next 5 to 10 years. So if you want to change your life, now is the time. Thanks, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. Hope you've enjoyed the last 5 days. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend, and we look forward to seeing you at a future event. All right, bye for now, everyone.